Let's bring in trial attorney Brian Claypool. Brian, let's talk about Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. She's going to take the stand today, but again, her attorneys have already said she's not going to testify. She plans to plead the Fifth. So why bring her in as a witness here? What's the strategy?
Yeah, hey, great to be with you, Brooke. Yeah, I don't really understand why the prosecution would want to bring in Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. Why? Because if I'm representing Alec Baldwin, she would be my star witness because she was actually convicted of involuntary manslaughter for failing to do her job, which required her really to do one thing to prevent this death, and that is to make sure that a live bullet was not in the prop gun used by Alec Baldwin. So it doesn't really make much sense, and it actually helps the defense. Why? Because if the defense gets up there and asks her some questions, and she says, "I'm pleading the Fifth Amendment," what message does that send to the jury, right? That sends a message to them that, hey, I'm the culprit. I'm the one that did the wrongdoing here that caused the death.
Right, exactly. The jury might see that as, okay, I'm pleading the Fifth, and she's already convicted. So to your point, it seems like her taking the stand, even not saying anything, it's a win for the defense here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the most important defense for Alec Baldwin is Hannah Gutierrez-Reed did it. She's the one that failed to make sure that live ammunition was not in the gun, and she's actually been convicted. And Brooke, it's really unusual, your viewers should know, highly unusual for a prosecutor to go after two people for the same crime. Usually when you get a conviction of one person, and that's Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, you don't try to go after another person for involuntary manslaughter, because usually it's the fault of one person or the intent of one person that usually causes the death.
Right, and that is the defense's position in all of this, that the buck should have stopped with the armorer because Baldwin was an actor on the set and was handed what he was told was a cold gun. Evidence was presented yesterday proving that Baldwin wasn't the only actor who had a live bullet. How does this help the defense in this case, and does it hurt the prosecution?
Well, look, I thought the defense did a good job when they were questioning one of the witnesses about failing to really look for the live ammunition. I'm not sure if you heard that, Brooke, that it took a week for law enforcement to even look in this truck that had allegedly had some live ammunition in it, and then all they did was take a box and shake it and listen for a rattle. Oh, does that sound like live ammunition or not? I mean, it really put the law enforcement on the witness stand as being careless and faulty here. And the irony was the whole case is about Hannah Gutierrez-Reed failing to look inside to make sure there's not live ammunition. And it looks like law enforcement did the same thing. They didn't even open the box to see whether there's live ammunition in it. So it makes law enforcement look really derelict.
Already seen some fireworks in the courtroom so far. All of this really just getting started. And of course, a big question, whether or not Alec Baldwin will take the stand in his own defense. We'll have to wait and see. Brian Claypool, thanks so much.